Hello everyone. Welcome to NTG Public Relation, aka PR Workshop. And my name is Jerry. And just before we start, I just really want to credit Will for making this presentation. He did it last year. He did a really good job. And I'm sorry I couldn't do this in person, but if you have any questions or anything that's not clear after this video, just feel free to contact me. But I'll try the best I can to explain everything in this video. So let's get started. So the first question, why do we want to do PR? Some of you is like, yeah, we have like sufficient funds, we have like connections in the schools, like why do we need PR? The thing is like, the PR can give you a lot of things. Like, firstly is like train your speech skills, because like when you're talking to friends or like talking to the business as a customer, it's different. It's like it's more relaxed, it's more casual. But when you're going out and talking to business owners, you're actually representing NTG as a club. They're not gonna say, oh yeah, for instance, like Jerry is like, oh, they're not gonna say, oh yeah, Jerry is very unprofessional. So they're just gonna say, oh, NTG, the people from NTG is very unprofessional. So one of the things to keep in mind when you're doing PR, it's you're representing NTG right now. You are the face of NTG. They're not gonna remember who you are or what you did. They just remember, oh, this club say something and did something. Just keep that in mind and just be more careful. However, they're not like business owners like myself. It's not monsters. They're not gonna eat you or anything. But just like they listen to reasonable offers, and most of them and most of us really want to help, especially students, and we really want to keep this good connections with you guys. So anyway, what PR can bring you, firstly, is your training your speech skills. Is that how do you negotiate with the business, and most importantly, the public speaking skills, and like the ways and to approach and maybe to convince like the business owners to sign a deal with us. And this related to the second one, improve our interactive skills with others, and most importantly, networking. Why is that so? Because when you're meeting up with business owners, it's not only just for the club, but it's for personal connections as well. So let's say you know this restaurant owner for a while, you talk to him, and then maybe you guys become like good friends and have like certain kinds of networking. And maybe in the future, if you want to host let's say a beach party, and you need a bunch of food, and maybe you can just go to him. It's like not only bringing business to him, but he might give you a better deal as well. So something like this. So making connections and opens up opportunities for you and everyone. So that's very important, and you know more people in the business, so you know where you need some help, or there's certain areas that you need assist on, you know who to go for. And like I said, it's not just for the club, but it's also for your personal network and as well. So the next step is we're gonna talk about three types of sponsors that NTG has to offer so far. But just want to be clear, there's more ways that we can work out a special deal, or like there's always a way to work out like more flexible terms. But these are just the general three types of sponsor that NTG has been offering throughout the years. So I'm just going through one by one, and I'm gonna elaborate on more about the customized deals afterwards. So first of all, this discount sponsor is very simple. Just like, have you ever been to some restaurants and you show your cards and then you get discounts? Yeah, that's the kind of sponsors that falls into this category. Like, I can give you a certain example. Like, right now, NG is working with, like, let's say Strike, and I'm pretty sure Sangwei restaurant in Richmond, and various restaurants as well. So it's basically this is mostly for restaurants owners and like small business owners, like they sell small merchandise, then they really want customers. And what the benefit of this is, it's easiest because like there's no harm, because like they're gonna give discounts to their friends and like the regulars and staff anyway. So it wouldn't hurt if they offer the discount to our club members. And it's most common, like I said, like mostly restaurant owners, like people selling merchandise and stuff. And it's easier to pull all example because like just like what I just did, like strike everything. However, the little catch for this like it's not gonna be a lot of discounts. Like most commonly is like 10%, like 10% off, and some of them goes to 15, but it won't go further than that from my experience. And the secondly is like we will try our best to promote for them, but it is really hard to control like whether the people will go there or not, or even though they go, and it's really hard to make sure that they use their cards. So they make sure that oh, these people came from NTG. So one of the example is for Guohua Enrichment, because they've been complaining that or not complaining, but like more concerned about oh, there's not a lot of NTG students that use the cards. But the fact is, most of the people go, but they just didn't use the card. So it's one of the incentive that's missing for that. So this is the first time sponsor the discount. And let's see more. So secondly is cash sponsor. So basically what those sponsors do is we'll sign a one-time deal, and what they do is basically they pay us, so we do promotions for them. And like let's say for our clipboards, we have like sponsors logos. For our magazines, or you call the yearbook, like the NTG yearbook. Sometimes we have advertisements on there, and sometimes we do have executive to write reviews for a certain restaurants or a certain shop for them for a promotional purpose. So that's the cash sponsor. So the good thing for this is firstly, it provides good exposure because it's we're gonna print their logos and their advertising and materials on all our like the class merchandise. So the members like, oh yeah, I see this logo, I seen this store before. So it's a really good exposure. And secondly, which is most importantly for the club for NTG, is it gives us the fun, and it's usually from my past experience is at least $300 to $500 minimum. So it really gives us really good funding for us to do more events and event planning, or probably just gonna upgrade like internal trainings or internal gathering and stuff. So it gives us the funding to do what we want. And some of the examples, like I said before, like magazines, banners, clipboards, and stuff. However, the hard part is it's harder to get it because the sponsors need to pay. For the discount sponsor before, they don't really need to pay anything. It's just like they earn less, but they're still earning. But for this, they're actually paying us to do promotion, right? Advertisements, and sometimes it's really hard because firstly, they want to see the result. If they don't see the results, they won't be very happy about what they spend because they just think that the money is not worth it. So that's a hard part. The other part is some of the business owners are not willing to spend money on promotion, especially to a student club, which has a smaller audience group compared to other medias. So that's the catch. So however, we also have another type of sponsor. It's called event sponsors. So have you noticed, like for the past events, NTG has always offered food and drinks from various stores. So those are the sponsors that instead of giving us cash and discount, they actually sponsor us to certain things that we are gonna use or give to members in the events. For instance, like it's not from NTG, but from my I was in UBCTA. So from my past experience, we used to work with Go Get Express. So what they do is they customize pens and the card holders for the for Bus Pass and U Pass for bus passes and your student card, they put both our logos and their logos on there, and then they sponsor us that. And so we use so we give it out during our events like icebreakers and stuff for promotional purpose. And for Strike, they sponsor NTG with some chicken nuggets during the event. And before that is Walaku, the Hello, they also sponsor the drinks for NTG events as well. So those are the sponsors for event sponsors. So the good things, the good thing for this is firstly they gave us a higher discount rate at once, because like some of them they really subsidize a lot, so we don't have to pay a lot for the food, or sometimes we get it for free. And secondly, it's just like event is both ways. So we save some money in event planning, and the sponsor save some money too, because they just offered what they have, their products, and we're gonna give them exposure as well, because we're gonna acknowledge all our sponsors during the event. And yeah, so that's a good thing. However, the hard part is since we're gonna do it event by event, we only get the discounts during the event, and which is harder because it's like a one-time thing, so sometimes there's a lot. And I believe that some of the sponsors only sponsor once, and then they are just gone for good, and like we didn't keep a very good connections with them. And the last but not least is just like sometimes during the event it's very messy, and people are just gonna talk to friends and like just chatting with like executives. Sometimes it's really hard to get members' attention to when we're acknowledging the sponsors. So that's the hard part for that. So those three are the main type of sponsors that we offer as a club. So situation, we're gonna skip this. And what's up with the boss? All right, let's see. So in this scenario, we're gonna talk about because different bosses have different style, and they have different ways to react to student clubs. Some of the boss like me and Strike's owner Nelson, we tend to be we're more open to opportunities, and we both work with student clubs before, and we know exactly how it works. So we really welcome to options. But from what I have experienced, is, some of the bosses is just like they just don't really like to do anything additional on top of what they are already offering. So and some of them are not very friendly. So just keep in mind when you're doing PR, don't take anything too personally, because there's nothing against you, not because you're not pretty or not handsome enough. It's just like they're not interested, and that's why they tend to be a little bit harsher, just to make sure you go away, just like stop bothering me and stuff. So just keep in mind, don't take it personal. It's just because it's not about you, it's about the deal. So there's one type of boss. So boss number one is he or she is not really interested in any free stuff, and like he or she just generally doesn't feel like signing anything. They just feel like, oh, this is a waste of time, and like people just like, oh yeah, another group of people trying to steal from me. Like literally, some of the bosses think that. So what I can do is maybe just like trying to work out a new package just for him or her. Like I think the most important thing about PR is you have to understand what's their need, what their business wants, because like not everything we offer is what the club's looking for. So maybe just sit down, talk to them, and see, hey, what kind of sponsors or like what kind of promotions you need, and what kind of exposures you want us to give you, and maybe we can work out a special deal. And the most important thing is like if he or she is not really interested or not in the mood, so just like try not waste so much energy, because like you're just gonna waste each other's time. They are gonna think you're annoying, and you just feel bad. So what you can do is leave your personal contact information and make sure you get their contact information and follow up afterwards. So that's boss type number one. So flowchart research. Okay, I clearly didn't read Will's presentation well. So, like I said before, not only understand what it needs, but sometimes before you go and talk to a certain business owner, it is good to do some research. Like you're looking for jobs, you have to understand what the company is doing, right? Like what's their need, what they're offering, what they have. Like maybe know a little bit about their business, their products, and it's easier for them to sign a deal with you because they'll say, oh yeah, you actually knows my business, so maybe we can work together. Instead of just working into totally blindness and you have no idea what they're doing and you just feel like you're wasting your time. So yeah, do some research, knows the company, knows their products, and maybe just like touch on like, oh, the other clubs ask for sponsorship. Have you worked with student clubs before? And maybe just to maybe can try to tell them that, oh, what are the difference like from us and UBCTA or like RC or like let's say snowboarding clubs. Like what are the difference between our clubs? Try to let them know our nature and the way we can offer to help and always try to work on the customized package because like what I mentioned before, there's the three main type, but there's always room for customization based on what it needs. So do some research and like I said, what can we do and then what can we actually help? Because like some of us, if the clubs, if the business is just doing a favor for us, then it's not gonna last because they're just oh yeah, oh you're students, so I'm just gonna help you. It's a one-time thing, and we're just gonna lost this connection forever. And instead, it's like I think it's really important for us to really settle on what both of us need, both sides need, and then try to work a deal that benefits both sides instead of like one side just keep giving the other side or offering the other side help. So it's one of the keys to build strong connections with the local communities. And yep, so okay, so this part, I'm just not gonna follow the slides now. So when you're approaching the business owner, it's not gonna be like you go into the store and say, "Hey, where's the boss?" That's not never gonna work. Instead, you should go in and when you're approaching someone, like you approach a stranger, I was like, "Hey," maybe just chat to him and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And it's like, maybe just like say something like, oh, I really like your products, or it's like, or just like if you're not that kind of person, a little bit chatty, so I will go in and say, oh yeah, I like the flowers and stuff. Oh, I really like the design and blah blah blah. I was like, hey, for me, it's like I'll just go in, talk about their product first, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm actually working in a student club now, and I'm looking for sponsors, and I really like your product, so maybe we can sit down and talk about it. Maybe we can work together, maybe not, but yeah, that's the way I would approach the sponsor. So remember to be when you're approaching the business owners, be polite and be very clear about where you're from because during summer they're gonna be like dozens of like other student clubs that's gonna approach sponsors. Personally, I had experienced people from HA, SA, and people from different clubs. They all came in the same time, and some of them didn't make it really clear, and they just say, "Oh, we're from student clubs, but which one?" So try to make an impression, and if they're interested and they have time, then talk to them. Talk to them about the package we're offering, and ask them what we can do for them, and work out a deal. If they're not interested or they're busy, then it's okay because just leave your contact information. Just leave your package if you have one, and just follow up and make sure you get your contact information. Make sure it's very important because like even though you leave your contact information, some of the bosses just gonna ignore it. Like I do it sometimes. It's like I'm just gonna leave it there. not gonna contact them. So make sure you get the contact information from them so you can follow up with them and just be proactive, like show initiative, just like go for it. Just but don't bug them. Just like maybe 2-3 days I said, hey, how are you doing? I talked to you in the store like a few days ago and we're offering this, and then maybe after a week and follows, hey, it's okay if you're not interested. I'm just following up to make sure that you're thinking about it, and if you really want, we can schedule a time to meet up and talk about it. So by this way, like the business owners will feel more comfortable when they're more willing to sign a deal with the club, because sometimes okay, there's two scenarios. One scenario is like the business really needs your help promoting and exposures, but the other side is like they're looking for that, but instead of seeking taking whatever they can get, but instead they choose to a certain group of people they want to work with. So just try to make them more comfortable and just don't rush, or like just don't push them to anything, because no one likes to be sold, but they like to be offered the choices. So give them the choices, and then they say, oh, if you're not comfortable, then it's okay, and they'll come back to you. So that's about it. Let me see, what can I talk about this package? Yeah, I think that's it. So just like some final tips when you're talking to people. So make sure you're making eye contact with the person, and the postures, just like and make sure you dress up properly. It's like it doesn't mean that you have to wear suits all the time, but make sure you have like proper pants and maybe a shirt with columns that looks nice, and just don't dress like a hobo, and you'll be fine. And be confident, and just like know what we can offer, and make sure you know everything about the club, because they're gonna ask. It's like, oh, so what's NTG? It's not too good gaming. It's new Chinese generations. Make sure you know the backgrounds, you know what you're doing, and like prepare some examples like, oh, what kind of event we do, and like probably we have, let's say icebreaker, we have about 100 people, and just know your stuff, and don't underestimate yourself. You can do it. Just don't be shy, be confident, and just go there, and seeing is believing. It's like if you have something visual, like you have your promotional package, like all the documents. You also have maybe you can print out some event photos, and maybe you can just show them and say, oh, this is our. If you have your smartphone, you can just say, oh, this is our Facebook page. We have this much like, and then we have like certain events going on, and then like the people present attending. So you have the proof. It's easier for them to be convinced that, oh, this is actually working. And like I said, just don't pressure them. Make them relax, get to know them, just talk to them like a friend, and see what we can help. So basically that's it. Any questions, feel free to contact me. You can get my contact information from Joey or Will, and thank you for listening.